we started it. We just pressed the recording at the same time. So, like, we were launching some nukes, and he was making it really dramatic.
It's a process.
What, starting the podcast?
Yeah, starting the pod. So we just woke up from, like, a coma.
That was the most interesting dream I've ever had in a coma.
I mean, after that accident over the weather, we went under.
Yeah, we did.
But we're back.
Yeah, thank God. It's been
Matt and Eli basic podcast. We kind of we had to come back for the people.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, when I was lying on the table, there's only one thing that kept me going, and that was people needed the basic.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can roll with that.
Anyways, welcome back to the basic podcast. That's Matt.
Eli.
And we don't have much prepared today because.
Well, I mean, it's been wild.
It's been a couple weeks. We've got all this weather, and the weather we don't usually see here, so nobody here is prepared for the weather.
Yeah.
So it's been messy.
You were in a wreck, actually.
I was in a wreck?
Yeah.
You can call it a wreck.
You weren't driving.
It was a minor accident. Zach, I was riding with Zach, and he hit a stop sign. He was only going like 10 or 15 miles per hour, but it was still a stop sign.
So that's how you got sent to the hospital, right?
Yeah. The stop sign hit the hood, like the front bumper, and just right in on my side of the car, and just smashed the whole top in on my head. I'm lucky to be here. They got those bandages off.
Yeah.
Because my head healed before I woke up, so.
So, with me, if you don't know, so I went to go see Eli because he was in, the hospital.
And then he got in a wreck.
The way up, no? Unless you heard differently. I mean, on the way up the steps, I slipped, and I busted my head open.
Oh, well, that's still an accident.
Yeah. So then I was, in critical condition for a few days. We weren't able to really do any recording.
Yeah, I wanted to so bad. I was like, man, I'm stuck in this coma. I can't record the podcast.
I mean, the doctor came in and said I'd have a very small chance of actually getting back to regular condition mentally and
you just
and
nodded.
everything.
You're like, yeah.
But what really changed for me was I was in one of the 2 patient rooms, with the curtain in the middle.
Yeah.
And I rolled over after the doctor had left the room, and the other patient in there was actually watching the basic podcast on YouTube on their smartphone.
Wow.
And that's when I knew I had to come back.
Man. He didn't even know it was you.
Well, I was in that bad a condition. I mean.
Oh.
You couldn't even tell.
Because they had to reconstruct your face?
My whole head was wrapped. So. It did get pretty wild.
Yeah, these last 2 weeks have been.
It's been hell.
You've healed pretty well.
Yeah, really quick.
Yeah.
I
can't even tell where the stitches were.
They say positive thinking can really, lead to recovery and all that.
Yeah.
So I think that played a pretty good role.
Yeah.
But for the South, it's been pretty hellish.
Yeah. It's been an apocalyptic size event down here because nobody knows how to drive in the snow, so it's you hit one patch of ice and you're going too fast. You're just.
Yeah, we actually had quite a few friends get in accidents this week.
No joke. This isn't a joke. They've been in accidents this week. You gonna tell them about Phil?
Well, sure. So.
Phil was in a predicament.
Phil's one of our friends, from work. He's a pretty good driver. I mean, he's never really been in an accident. He's 29, safe driver. I've ridden with him a couple times. And
it's funny because the time it snowed right before his accident,
he was doing donuts.
He was doing donuts in the parking lot. I have it on my Instagram. And Matt, you have it on yours, right?
Yeah, I do.
And he was doing donuts in the parking lot, or trying to, because he has a front front-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
So he was trying to do donuts, and then
So anyway, he ends up doing a vehicle swap with one of his in-laws who wanted to drive, across the country or down to Florida with better gas mileage. And like within the next day, I guess, day or two, he wrecked
he wrecked his in-laws' truck.
pretty bad.
I mean, he didn't flip it, or he didn't,
No.
like, he just ran.
Into a light pole?
It was like a power line.
Yeah, power line.
But it wasn't the line, of course, it was the pole. But he's going around a corner, and I guess he was going a little fast, and the back end whips around, and they slam into this telephone
Flickered
pole.
the electricity. It hit it hard enough.
These poles run to the warehouse where we work, so we're sitting there talking about how how dangerous it is to be driving in the snow. I hadn't been in my coma yet.
That came after. Came the next day, actually.
I'm sorry. But we're sitting there talking to our manager about how dangerous it is to drive in the snow, and just to prove our point, the lights flicker. And we're like, wow, must be the snow on the power lines, when in fact it was Phil hitting them with the truck.
What's funny is
He was pretty shaken up because he had like 3 other people in the car.
yeah. True story, like when our manager went to pick up Phil, he crashed and was in a coma. Got into a coma the same day. Sadly though, he's still in it. We don't know
Sadly, he's still in it.
we don't know how he's doing. But hopefully he'll pull through.
Oh, I thought you said sadly he's still alive. I was like, dang, Matt. You really don't like him now. Man, this water is so good.
So what have we been doing with all this snowed in time that we've had?
Besides not recording?
Besides not recording and recovering from a life-threatening coma, we've been religiously playing
You know what?
video games.
We've been playing video games.
Yeah.
Mostly Grand Theft Auto.
GTA Online, we're a little late to the show, I mean, as far as people playing it.
Yeah.
But it had its biggest month, like...
Conveniently, when
Yeah.
we started playing
When we started playing it, it had its biggest
Yeah, its
month
biggest
since
month.
release, which isn't a coincidence. When word got out that the basic podcast was coming to GTA Online, the user count just
I
skyrocketed.
tweeted about it, and everybody was... They were like,
It was actually, it went pretty viral. It was
100,000 likes on my tweet.
It was bigger than a couple of Donald Trump's tweets. So
Hashtag YouTube partner program.
But
Yeah,
Let's
we've
not
been talk about the partner.
we've been playing that pretty religiously, and I've really enjoyed it.
I don't think I've been playing it religiously.
Okay.
You and Zach have kind of been playing it religiously, but I've just kind of been kicked back,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like sometimes I just like play things or watch things, and it's like an epiphany. And like it really struck me like playing GTA Online. Like it's like real life, like with zero discrepancies.
How so?
So like
Elaborate on that.
okay, well it started with like so after like getting the my character and designing him, and then like the first thing I was gonna do was like go and buy an outfit, right?
Yeah.
Like for my character, I'd started out with a certain amount of money, so it wasn't like I was like gonna go broke right off the bat. And so I bought the outfit, and I played a little bit more, made some more money, and I went and bought like a set of outfits. And then like a day or two later, I'm playing, and I'm like thinking about the outfits, and I'm like, I own every one of these in real life.
I wish I owned my outfits in real life, because I've got this nice vest and suits, and because we've mostly been playing with suit outfits because
Yeah.
you can buy different. But
Well, and then I was thinking like of just like how grindy the game is,
because you got to work for everything.
just to like get for the game for a game, it's kind of slow, like as far as unlocking stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, like obviously on a much quicker scale, this is a lot how real life works.
With the grinding. Sorry, I like blanked out there for a
Well,
minute.
I'm like thinking like how it's set up. I'm like, hey, if I was getting to this level, I'd be doing the same stuff I'm doing in the game. Aside
Oh,
from
if you were like as
shooting
rich
people
and you were
like
a criminal.
yeah, you know what I mean? It'd be like the same. There'd be no difference.
Mhm.
And like half the time, like real life doesn't even like feel real, so it's pretty much just like a game already to me.
I see what you mean.
So
I play enough games that I think about decisions I make in real life as game decisions.
yeah,
Like, oh, if I had said this instead of this person would have acted differently, and thus I probably would have this thing different in my life.
yeah. So like that's been weighing on me.
The agony of people who play story-rich games. Just like
GTA story rich. Well, I think about
not
it
the
like,
online.
like obviously with games it's finite, like as far as your options and objectives, and you can research like what to do and what's the best options and stuff, right?
Mhm.
But like in real life it's a lot more expansive, but it's very similar.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, Matt. There's no argument there. You know what else I did with my free time during the snow?
What?
Filmed a video with my friends.
That's good, Eli.
It was only like 2 minutes long when the final edit came around, but
yeah.
actually we haven't even hit the final edit because they're putting some more effects in it right now.
Yeah. Well, like you want like a secret, Eli?
Do I want a secret?
I mean, not like a secret, but it's like real. It's like no joke.
Sure.
He's got to look around to make sure nobody's watching because you can't just like spill the secret like out
Yeah,
of the blue.
don't spill the secret, guys.
So like okay, real life as opposed to gaming life, right? Okay, here's the thing. So like when you're playing a game and you play it a long time, what do you end up doing?
you get really good at
You
it.
get really good at it, right? You end up getting the stuff, unlocking the shit, yada yada,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a blast, right?
Can be.
Okay, so like in real life, for instance, you've got your, X amount, like in a game, you don't have to worry about eating, sleeping, all that stuff. Most games. I mean, this is survival games, but
Yeah.
there's not like a fully incorporated game. Like when you play GTA, you're not like having to sleep every play session or eat
Yeah.
or any of that. So that's all stuff that people have to deal with every day. But like if you get your everyday focus and things taken care of and like removed from your head and you just play life like it's a game, straight to you're going up.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Like Benjamin Franklin's daily routine stuff that he
Yeah.
wrote down. Like, this is what I do every day, and that's how I'm able to focus on my inventions.
Yeah.
Like the wood stove.
Well, I mean, like, so everybody's consumed with issues and things they have to do, but if you can like resolve those for good periods of time and then clear your headspace and
Yeah.
just like do things how you want to do them and have fun, then you're gonna be a lot more successful. Because like, so for one, people get focused on like a lot of people are caught up in like daily expenses, living week by week. So you have to get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to at least be able to live without any money for like a month or so, at least. You need to have the worry of
A month or so?
missing a paycheck can't be in your head. Like it just can't.
Yeah.
And
Wish I was at that spot. That'd be so nice.
but you get there and then like see what do you do like after that? So let's say you've beaten it. Like let's say you've gotten to a point in life where you're not worried week by week how you're gonna pay for this. You're comfortable. You're living. Relationships are okay. So what's the next thing, right?
Leisure.
Right. Okay. Now see this is where they get you, right? Okay, so you're taught to be leisurely. Right?
Yes.
Once you've gotten like comfortable, what are you supposed to do? Just enjoy it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wrong. That's the pure
What?
pure enemy of
Is getting comfortable in your comfortable?
yeah.
Getting comfortable in your leisure time is the wrong
Yeah.
thing.
That's the wrong thing. Creative in your leisure time. That's the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt about it.
Like,
And-
I feel better when I'm creative in my leisure
Yeah.
time. Like, I know what you're talking about. Like, for instance, instead of me sitting here and playing a game that I've played several hundred times,
Yeah.
I could write a song because literally I can. And as soon as I pick up a guitar, I already have a tune that I'm playing.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter.
But like business and like supply and demand, everything it wants to fill your time with as like you being a user.
Yeah.
So like cable TV, satellite, Netflix, smartphone apps, applications, social media.
Yep.
All that stuff it wants to consume your time to make you essentially just a user of products.
Yeah.
So like even like with me like so I've got an evening off and I'm like playing GTA and like grinding in this game and I really enjoy games. Like I grew up on them, so that's something I'm gonna need to incorporate no matter what I do. But I just think like whoa, you know, like instead of grinding GTA for 4 hours, I could like record a song or like do something to elevate myself.
Yeah.
And I think like doing that more consistently is like really what leads a lot of people to have better lives.
I think so too. Like even just going on a walk or something. Like I
Yeah.
know you live in town and you don't really have anywhere to go, but since I live out here in the country, I can go wherever I want, basically.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in a road with like 2 miles of driveway,
Yeah.
and it was just like this, pretty much like a cabin and a nice couple acres in the woods, and
So
My-
you
my-
got to mess around outside?
yeah, a lot. Like my parents rented the property from we were only 2 houses down there, and the landlord lived up a little bit down the road, but it was really nice. Like back then, I wanted to be in the city, like because I was like a really technological kid. I didn't.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, what is there to do outside when you could be online 24/7?
Yeah.
But like looking back on it now, it was really nice to actually have that time from time to time, without like having to drive somewhere and get it. You can just walk out your door.
Yeah.
And there it is. So that's probably the one thing I miss about living somewhere like that. At the same time, I can't say it's worth bad internet,
No, it's not worth our bad internet.
because that can get old really quick.
Although if I got since I come home and it's dark when I come home,
Yeah.
I can really only go outside to see like the stars or catch the sunset if it's early
Yeah.
enough. But still just being outside if it's for like 10 minutes, it's still really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that probably has a lot to do with actual health, like getting fresh air and
Oh yeah, that's
quieting
another thing.
yourself.
So like health is another thing you have to take care of if you want to be in your optimal position to like
Yeah.
take off.
Because I don't like to take care of myself, and I
Yeah.
know that when I do, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, like everything, almost like so much stuff is like a negative aspect on your health.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll skip a meal sometimes. Negative.
I mean, and even a lot of like meals are just trash, fast food, all that crap.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I do think this podcast is one of those things that's like writing a song or
Yeah, I think
writing-
so too.
Because instead of doing this, I would just be over here playing a game
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. But instead, I'm taking some
So,
time.
like, people are always like, okay, so they're like, oh, this, and this. I could do this, but let's be honest, it's not gonna take off. It's not gonna be that successful. But guess what? Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it
'cause
just doesn't
if
matter.
you enjoy doing it and it's gonna
Yeah.
get you away from what's making you probably
'Cause if
depressed
it's-
and anxious,
If
then
it's
do
taking you somewhere else and doing something else with yourself and your time, that's like evolving you as a person.
it is.
And a lot of people don't see it that way, or they're just scared to like do something new. And I think a really good thing to do is to actually get a lot of practice at just doing new stuff.
Yeah. There's a book that talks about that a lot, and it's one that I would actually recommend. What's it called? I think it's called Big Magic and the Truth About Fear. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I'll probably leave a link to like an audiobook in the description. Yeah, that's okay. It's just my
Okay.
it's just my Steam thing.
So what is it called?
I think it's called Big Magic and
Oh, I think you've told me about this before.
Living Without
I'm
Fear.
not-
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't remember the exact title. I'll probably put it in the description. But it's by Elizabeth Gilbert, and she reads the audiobook, which really helps because I think she's added a little few excerpts
Yeah.
when she reads it. So she's just talk about how to do what you want to do and feel fulfilled, even if it's not gonna, make something big. If it's not
Yeah.
gonna get on a New York Times bestseller, it doesn't really matter as long
Yeah.
as you are furthering yourself and you feel happy with yourself.
Well, like hopefully, or with the positive outlook, if you continue to pursue those things, then one day you'll end up coming to where you're meant to be.
Yeah.
Or and something that's gonna be able to provide, and you'll be able to be happy and passionate about it and do it. And another thing is I was thinking about was what was it? So, oh yeah, fearless, living without fear, right?
Yeah.
So on the pursuit of living the best life you can, the consumerism mentality is actually anti-productive to no fear. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So let's say
you have to have a healthy fear, obviously.
yeah.
Like being near something that's really high off the ground, you got to have a healthy fear
Yeah.
of not, falling off of it
Yeah.
or whatever. But there's a healthy fear, but you got to be able to control it and not let
Yeah.
it stop you from doing what you want to do.
Well, so you know how there's left and right wing and there's extremists, non-extremists, but you've got some people, like the conspiracy theorists, that they usually have a similar outlook on things. So people who talk about consumerism, the indoctrination of materialism into society. You have to have this, you need this, even though you really don't.
I think so.
Clothes, appearance-based things, a nice car.
Yeah.
So if you're making money and you get to a point where you can afford those things, that's not even the time to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to keep a plain base, that way you want to be at a point where if you buy something, you're okay with it being ruined.
Yeah.
Because let's say you're going out to dinner with some friends, right?
Okay.
And let's say you working a decent job and saved up some money, and you went and bought a $600-700 sweater, right? You want to wear it, don't you?
Of course.
So you go out to dinner with these friends, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna look nice and dress up. I'll wear the sweater. You get there. Are you really gonna be able to be the best version of yourself wearing it? Yes or no? You're probably not.
Probably not, no.
And the reason is because you're gonna be focused on other things like,
Do I look good?
do you look good? Or if I order this, is it gonna get on me?
Oh, my nice new sweater. Yeah.
Let's say you're at a Mexican restaurant, you want to order a fajita. Sometimes it comes out sizzling. You're going to want them putting that right next to you as it pops all over you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're probably going to be concerned about it.
So
And when
doing expensive things is going to make you more concerned and
It's going to make
change
you
who
more
you are.
fearful of simple things sometimes. So you really need to be in a peaceful mind state when you buy things.
Yeah.
To be able to you know what I mean? And that people talk about it's conditioned that way, but I think that's just how the mind works.
yeah.
I don't think people are actually actively trying to make you suppressed in that manner. People do that to themselves.
Yeah. I was thinking about the definition of success can be very broad.
Yeah.
And the really only kind of success is the kind that you feel satisfied with. The only kind you should be worried about is when you're satisfied.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, people say that all the time, and a lot of people say it, and you're just like, oh, well, they're talking BS or hokum. You know what I mean? But, I mean, it's true from a pretty large perspective.
A lot of people get rich and they're like, oh, well, what I think of success is what other people think of success is getting rich and being famous and having all my work's being known, all that. And then people
Yeah.
do that, and then they're just not satisfied.
Yeah.
Like, they're not happy. But if you do, like, if you write books or make movies because you want to write books and make
Yeah.
movies, and you do the best you can to the point that you're able, you're
Yeah.
gonna feel satisfied with yourself.
I've read a lot of. There's a lot of people like with that mentality that are actually have been like Jim Carrey. Like, do you know him? He's an actor.
course.
Of course, he's huge. But one of his favorite quotes that he's done is "I wish everybody could be rich and famous and successful so that everyone can know that's not the answer."
Yeah.
Like, and that's a really good quote to me because it really stands out. But the truth is, as far as like success and the actual like things you need for them, for one, I mean, in today's age, if you're being honest with yourself, I mean, security should be the number one factor for success.
Security.
Security. So like
Feeling secure where you are.
I mean, no, like your being is secured. And what I mean by that is, so like, let's say you probably have health insurance, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you're like 25, and your health insurance is like $400 or $500 a month, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna want to pay that?
Not right now. I'm not gonna.
No,
wanna pay
you're
that.
not gonna want to pay that. Exactly. So, but what I'm saying is like, so let's say you have an issue like an appendicitis, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then
Or a coma.
yeah. So then that comes up on your table. Without insurance, boom, you're like 15, 20 grand in debt.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're driving a brand new Lamborghini. If you don't have health insurance and your appendix burst, you're not going to feel happy. You're not going to feel successful.
Mm-mm.
You're just not. So, like, security is, like, the first thing. And it's, like, a hard one to do because at a young age, you don't really care to be secure that much. You
No.
don't. Because the risk is low.
I'm not gonna try saving for my retirement right now.
You're not
You
going
know?
to save up for when your appendix bursts because it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
But
like a good example is I was like, I shouldn't start saving up for a car or college because there's no way,
yeah.
I'll save up, when it's time. And then here I am with no money. I need a car,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try to go to college this fall.
Yeah.
I don't have the stuff I need,
Yeah. So like if you were like married and you had a kid or started a family, like you're gonna want to have some, like, society set up to help people, but imagine the peace of mind you'll have if you can take care of issues that arise
Yeah.
with you or your loved ones. Like, that's peace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't understand what you meant by security, but now I'm like, yeah, security.
Like,
I stand all the way. Security.
yeah, yeah. It's a huge thing, actually.
Yeah. Like, I've always been what my mom calls a Packrat. I always save stuff. I'm like, I might need that, or one of my friends might need that in the future. It's just like random stuff. Like, I've got this second record player under my bed, and I had a friend go, I really wish I had a record player. And then I'm like, I have another one
Yeah.
in case you ever want it.
Yeah.
Just like, I kind of save stuff, but not in the same way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm pretty neat. I like that.
But yeah, it's like right now health insurance is such a scam just with how much it costs. It shouldn't be so much, especially for young people.
Yeah.
So I can understand people not doing it, but on the off chance like you're like really killing it at a young age and you end up, let's say like you made 200 grand, right?
Hmm.
And you bought a Lamborghini for 120. You're down to 80 grand in your bank. You got a Lambo. You're driving around like a baller.
Yeah.
And then, but the whole time, like, part of what got you there was like you were frugal. You didn't sign up for that monthly thing. You were cutting corners, right? And then, like, let's say you get cancer or something.
Yeah.
Like, you're screwed.
You have this Lamborghini and you're just gonna die.
It sucks. That's not how it should be set up with, but it is right now. That's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
But like, let's say the kid who's making decent money, who went and bought like a Corvette as opposed to your Lamborghini, and he's been paying health insurance the whole time.
All I can think of this whole time is Doctor Strange. No, he has this Lambo. He has his doctor's career.
Yeah.
He has everything he's basically gonna want.
Yeah.
And then he goes to some book signing or whatever, and then he just falls off a cliff and he gets his whole arms broken. Like,
Yeah.
should have saved for health insurance. I'm a doctor. I should know that.
So
I mean, he got fixed up all right,
Yeah.
but he couldn't. He didn't feel secure
Yeah.
anymore.
So like with like a utopian society, security would be granted, and that's kind of the liberal mindset.
Yeah.
But like, let's say you're born, and until you die, you're gonna be taken care of, right? Something bad happens to you, you're taken care
I
of.
wouldn't have any sense of responsibility for myself.
You wouldn't. It does. It does. So that's why it's a little bit of a drawback, but it'll give you like peace of mind to move forward with other things. But it kind of backfires sometimes, like you said.
Yeah.
No responsibility for yourself because if you've never had to actually adhere to anything like that.
I mean, imagine being like a monarch. Like you have
Yeah.
your royalty, you have people taking care of you all the time so that you can run the country or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people come up to you and they're like, you're a spoiled brat because you everything's being done for you. you
Yeah.
know? I mean, I'm not saying that monarchies now are like that, but
They're better than they've ever been. I would say.
I would say, yeah.
Some terrible history in the past.
Yeah, them dang colonies that want to be their own thing.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
And then you've got the group of people who go, I'll just accept. I can be at peace with it, pure acceptance, which is another option. And pure exception is just living your life, and if something terrible happens, you're okay with that. Because I actually know a lot of people that live like that.
Most of the people I've heard of that do that probably smoke weed. Yeah, whatever, bro. If I die, I die. Is that what
it's
you're thinking?
a little bit, but at the same time, it's not that bad of a mentality. It's better than you're always anxious 24/7
Yeah.
and just driving yourself nutty every single day with minuscule things. It's better than that.
I mean, I try to live kind of carefree, but you know me. I'm stressed out all the time.
I am too, and I used to not be like that. So like, that's something I try to work on like every day. And I don't know. It's not as easy as it used to be.
Nope. It's even hard to concentrate on stuff like that every day because you just got like those menial things you have to work on all the time, and you don't see the big picture every day where you have to, better yourself.
As a younger kid, you can see the big picture because you have the time to.
Yeah.
But as an adult, it's like you have to make time. Like you actually have to make time to see the big picture.
Like that's why people have epiphanies in the shower because they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
They're not on their phone. They're not on their computer. They're not talking to someone.
That's another reason, like, when adults, like, talk to kids, and kids are always just like, oh, shrug it off. I already know all this, blah, blah, blah. It's because, hey, they actually have, like, nothing to do half the day, and they actually sit around.
Like, what if God was like this? And then adults hear them say that. Whoa! Imagine what we could do if we took the time.
Like, meanwhile, or, like, not me, but, like, as an adult, oh, I work 8-9 hours a day. I come home. I have to go buy groceries. I make dinner. I maybe get a time to shower. Tidy up my room a little
You'll
bit.
sit down for like 10 minutes. Time for bed.
And then I'm off to bed.
And then you wake up in the morning and then you go to work again.
So, yeah. So it's like.
This is why those middle-aged moms drink so much wine. Because they've also got kids to take care of. Can't imagine.
But you miss it when you get a little older. That stage where you're just like you can just sit around and think all the time.
I used to be such a happy kid. I'm not even kidding. I used to be so happy, but now I'm not.
It's the poison in the air, man. It's the water.
The water and the
Turning the frogs gay.
I was thinking about the fluoride.
Yeah, the fluoride. There's a lot of poisons floating around. It's hard to nail it down, honestly.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot. I feel like I say that every single podcast.
I think you say it at least once. Probably just once every podcast.
That I was gonna say something, but then I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, that was a deep string of things we just talked about.
It was pretty good. It was good.
I feel like got some life
I feel like
advice.
people can really take some of that advice,
Yeah.
actually.
If you want more of stuff like that, I would recommend that book though.
Drop a like
For real.
and subscribe if you want more stuff like
And that I was just gonna recommend them the book.
You know, I was thinking, like, I mean, obviously we may not be at that level yet, but like, I think we do really well with like Q&A, or like people give us questions, stuff that they want to hear us talk about.
Yeah, we would.
And then like we give our take on it. So
I
like,
have
we
an
should-
email set up. I can put the
Yeah.
email out and people could send us.
So like we should
questions.
do that, and like in the beginning we might not like have people actually commenting or getting to us, but like people we know in our personal lives,
Yeah.
we could get them to contribute to the list,
Yeah.
and then that would give them incentive to watch because it'd be their question getting answered.
Yeah.
And it would also make people probably watch it more, just because that's something I think we would.
And
we would
because people
handle.
they know or
Yeah. I think it would be nice.
and we're small enough now that we'd be able to answer every single question.
Exactly. No question left unanswered. You know, when you're like following this YouTuber with like 1 million view, and they're like Q&A, and
You
like,
sent in a question and then
you're like, oh, there's maybe
they
one.
answer the question right before yours, but they don't answer yours.
And they're like, oh, that's nice.
It sucks, man. I've had it happen to me with a meme I made. He was reviewing memes. I'm like,
But like when you get
saw
to
the-
that kind of count, it's like impossible to really
impossible.
do anything.
Like I know a YouTuber who goes through mail he gets,
yeah,
and like he can't. He can't get it all
yeah,
because he has such a busy routine. He has to like set aside an entire day or 2 days to clear out his PO box and answer right back, put
yeah.
mail stamps on it, and like sign something. It just takes him 2 days.
Yeah. So it's a load, but
But not for us, 'cause we're small.
small scale operation.
Speaking of small scale operations, I know I said we weren't going to talk about this, but have you seen the stuff about the YouTube Partner Program?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, PewDiePie was talking about it.
Was it a recent thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, after this whole thing with Logan Paul, they're going to start like monitoring all the
They're
videos.
big ones.
Oh, basically every video.
Okay.
Which sounds really weird. Like they said they were gonna hire, YouTube said they were gonna hire a bunch of like, I think he said more than 80,000 people to review videos.
Oh, I bet it's a job you can get from home.
Yeah, but I'll do it.
I'll monitor YouTube videos for 80 grand a year. That would be a killer
That
setup.
would be cool. But they were also saying that they're doing something with the revenue, since they're gonna have to do that. I don't know everything about it, but they were saying that basically smaller channels are really gonna suffer from it. So like it was hard already. Turned up the difficulty to nightmare mode.
Man, YouTube has been really
Anti-small channels.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's fine. I mean, we're back to that success thing. Like, I don't care if this goes
Yeah.
anywhere. It would be really nice.
well, also a lot of channels, like when they get popular and stuff, they're making money with other stuff like merchandising and
Yeah.
other things that they sell, maybe books, or you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Or they could even do affiliate marketing. You get a link, you drop it, and if you like the product, your viewers will go click on it. You get a percentage.
Yeah.
So there's many ways to like make money that aren't YouTube, but it's kind of stingy because YouTube makes a killing off these people, like PewDiePie, Logan.
He was saying that they're not getting much profit because of how their business works.
Highly doubt it. I mean, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about YouTube themselves.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It would be surprising.
Felix was saying that the YouTube business isn't getting much profit, and that's why there's not a big competitor.
It would really, because they have such an easy way to do it. I mean, as a business, a huge business, you pay for ads on YouTube. That's a no-brainer to me.
I mean, maybe.
So with such traffic, you'd think that they'd have a good cut. I mean, if you don't know, I've actually looked into it. It's supposedly like 70-30. So like if Felix or PewDiePie hit a point where he could make $1 million with one upload, then YouTube would be making like 1.5. Like that kind of difference.
Well,
You know what I mean? Cause yeah. So I don't know, man.
I don't know either. I'm just telling you what Felix said. I'd say Felix. Like, oh, yeah, I'm just telling you what our friend Josh said about it.
Yeah.
I don't know Felix.
But YouTube could crumble, actually. It could get to a point where it crumbles. It's a huge video base, but it's kind of getting toxic.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't go completely down, because I have a few plans for my YouTube channel.
Like, the golden age was probably mid PewDiePie's career.
Like 2012?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably the golden age of YouTube. And since then, man.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to want to stop doing podcasts or videos.
No, they're still going to upload. It's the main thing. But
I mean, because I've heard plenty of YouTubers say, this is all I want to do. Like, this is my dream job.
yeah.
You know?
Well, like, I mean, the fact that they keep changing things over, like, a singular YouTuber is a little ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
And second, I mean, for one, like, with a lot of videos, they already have algorithms in place. Like, if there was, like, boobs or something, or nudity in a YouTube video, like, there's literally, like, an algorithm that it goes through when it's being uploaded that would detect it. So, like, for stuff like that, I mean, they've already got those things covered.
Yeah.
Seems a little ridiculous to add that much.
I mean, just change the algorithm a little more.
A little bit.
I mean,
a little bit
it
more
may
extreme.
it may be too complicated for them to just go in and change things. It may be like 7,000 lines of code. Well, definitely more than that.
Yeah.
Like for just one, option. I don't know. I don't know how to code anything. I know simple commands. But yeah,
Publish. Upload.
I don't know.
So that's about it for
For you,
tonight.
really? We at 42.
42. I think we hit some good notes.
We did hit some good notes. It was nice and it wasn't full of laughs except the beginning, because I was in a coma. Had to talk about that because had to get it off my plate. Just so you guys know, I dreamt about all of you.
You come to the podcast for the grind.
For the grind?
The grind.
You make it sound like I'm coming to the podcast for the money we're making off of it, when it's really nothing. We get nothing. You get nothing. Good day, sir. God.
I mean, like the basic podcast to ease your grind, your daily grind.
Oh, I see.
That's what
I could just pick up my guitar, Matt.
Yeah.
But I don't. It just hangs over here on the wall. I have 5 guitars. Which one? What was I gonna say? Oh, so are we gonna do the Q&A thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Q&A coming soon.
And will we have a guest on the next one then?
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay. Sounds good.
So that's what's coming next.
We'll have a good guest next time
Yeah.
if they agree.
Yeah. More exciting, more uplifting. Lots of craziness going on.
Are we gonna film those promos?
Yeah. Promos, man. Promos. They're gonna be fire.
Yeah, we've been trying to film these things, to like promote the podcast. That's what a promo is. If you didn't get that, but we just haven't had. It's been snowing,
Yeah.
and when we get home from work, it's night, so we can only do it on the weekends.
Yeah.
And then if he can't drive out because it's snowing and the roads aren't clear, we can't film anything. And I can't drive to his house because it's snowing. And the last time I was going to his house, we hit a stop sign. So
There was no stopping.
God. So I'll put the email for the Q&As. I'll put the book. Should I put my YouTube channel down there?
Yeah,
Because the video I made with boys will be up there eventually.
And like, ask us anything. Like, you can ask me anything, and I'll answer it honestly.
Yeah, just ask Matt questions.
No, you can ask him too. But I mean, I don't know how open some people are to answering questions, but I'm really open to it.
I mean, I can try.
And that's actually a good title for this one. Ask us anything.
Ask us anything.
And then that'll get them to the end, where they're like, oh, ask them anything next time.
Love how we're discussing our title strategy on camera.
Clickbait, Inception.
Clickbait's everything on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's how you get them views.
We talk about clickbait while clickbaiting. It just writes itself.
Well, check out the email. Send us questions, him or me.
Send them questions, man. Don't be scared. Anything's good.
And then you can check out my YouTube stuff. I'm sure you've got. Do you have anything on your YouTube channel?
No, 0.
Okay, check out mine. I'm gonna be posting a video there soon. You could probably see updates on my Instagram, which is @EliChamley.
Yep. So we'll see you guys later. Get with us.
Yeah. See you. Hopefully next Monday, if we are not able to film. This has been the Basic Podcast. That's Matt.
Eli.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.